see what we've got here. This vlog stuff is really filling out my computer, so here's 2 terabytes of hard drive space. This is just for videos and images. As you guys can see from my computer, I have 4 disks. There's the free space, so I have only like 200 gigs of free space. So this will come really handy. Now for the other news. I'm so stoked about the awesome reception of my last vlog. I wasn't meaning it to be some kind of clickbait of me quitting music. It's not going to happen, but I'm so happy with the responses and with the great advice that you gave for finding new motivation and sticking with work. I have been implementing few, and like here's a couple really great ones that I think are worthwhile using. All of the advice was really great and the vibes overall were really positive. Now I'm working on the next releases. Like I mentioned in the last video, I have been trying to stick with the constant YouTube uploads, and like the feedback on my San Holo remix was so good. Just thank you guys for all the great support. I'm not really quite sure what I should upload next, so I think I will ask you guys on the social media. I quite often ask questions on my community page, so maybe you guys could help me. The first question is whether I should release a original release or do a remix. Let's see what you guys voted for. And it looks like the original music won clearly over the remixes, so we are going to release a original tune. I think this poll kinda was affected by the fact that the last 2 of my releases have been remixes, so maybe it's time for original music. I think the next question should be, what genre should we do the release? The 3 genres that I have tracks finished are dubstep, melodic dubstep and the future bass. Can you guys guess which one won? Melodic dubstep, and looks like it also won clearly, 74% for the melodic dubstep unicorn. And the last question I think would be whether you guys would like a sad song or uplifting song. And let's see what you guys voted for. Can you guess this? Is it uplifting or sad song? I'm really glad it's the uplifting song, because I really don't have any sad songs on melodic dubstep category. On future bass tracks I have a couple sad songs, so I'm really glad that you guys want some happy music. So we kinda dodged the bullet right there. Okay, so the next release is going to be a original melodic dubstep tune with uplifting theme. I sent an email to a guy that has done artworks for me in the past, and I really hope he can take this project. I have this kind of cool idea of compiling a few releases, not really doing EP, but still having some kind of storyline going between the releases. And I have this really simple paint concept where you would have the whole artwork over here, and then you would take a smaller part of the image and use that as a separate artwork, and this one as a separate artwork for the next release, and then use the whole image for the last one, and it would kinda compile the story. So we will see if that comes alive. I would be really excited to do something like that. Now it's time for some noodles, and next we are going to make some bass sounds. Today's plan is actually to create some kind of fill basses. So I created these fast two chords and the drums. There's this hit, then there's this other one. So I'm going to try to create a bass fills for these basses. I've noticed that every time I make melodic dubstep or future bass, I get a really good drop going on with the chords and the melodies, but then I get really lazy on the fill basses and they are actually the lacking element in my drops. So now I'm going to do this bass design session to kind of create a bank of sounds or presets that I can use later on the upcoming projects. This is the first sound that we came up. And it sounds like this in the full track or this drop idea. Now I could probably make a variation for this part, and of course this needs a lot of work, but this is just a sketch preset which I can then modify on the tracks that I'm working on to shoot better and mix them in properly. The first artists from top of my head, Foost, Tipa, Seven Lions, Company, Skrillex, they design sounds before going to the composing part. That way they have a kind of sound kit to use in the track and they can just focus on the creative part and don't need to be engineers and composers at the same time, because both of these things require quite a lot of effort and they are pretty different from each other. Like composing is more about feeling and the flow and the emotions, and sound design is pretty technical. You have to repeat one certain phrase for a long time and kind of try to pick certain tones and sounds and try to get them as polished as you can. So I really recommend to separate those two stages and creating sound kits for yourself. But I think that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I plan to do more full-length day in the life vlogs in the future. Today it's really dark outside and I really didn't do much else than just producing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you guys on the next vlog.